Good morning, guys. We'll try this again. Somehow I ran into an error at the last recording. Morning. It's July 2019. Pardon me. Just wanted to briefly touch on something that I read about this morning. We've got this former football player, Colin Kaepernick, who is yet again in the headlines for the fact that he called up Nike and stated that their decision to sell a shoe was wrong because the shoe was racist. It's a controversial shoe. It's a shoe with a Betsy flag on the back, and he claims it's racist due to the fact that that was the flag that was made and used back in colonial times when slavery was legal in all 13 colonies. While Nike pulled the decision, or Nike pulled the product, that's their decision. And while I cannot fault them because it is their product, their company, they can run it how they want, I can't fault them for bowing to basically what amounts to political pressure, blackmail. Because think about it. If it got out there that Nike told Mr. Kaepernick of, hey, thank you, we appreciate your concern. However, we're going to continue to go ahead and sell this shoe. I don't think they would have survived the media backlash and the media storm that would have happened. They would have been called racists, and they would have been called insensitive. And so on one hand, I can't really blame Nike for that due to the fact that they are a business and they have to do what's best for their bottom line. I also find it offending that Mr. Kaepernick is using his fame, for lack of a better word, to force companies to do stuff. And Mr. Kaepernick was a normal 9 to 5 regular Joe, called up the company and said, hey, I think this is racist. I don't think you should sell it. The company would have sat there and said, thank you for your opinion. And we will take that into consideration. Have a nice day. And that probably would have been the end of it. Excuse me. I don't know what rock people have been living under, but granted, it's not a Betsy Ross flag, but I've even been told that this is racist. My flag is racist. No, it's not. The only way it's racist is if we say it's racist and keep saying it's racist, and eventually everybody just says, screw it, I'm done. And we have to have a new flag. Oh, it's a symbol of oppression. It's a symbol of freedom. I can think of several million people throughout history who would agree that the sight of seeing this flag was very good. Granted, a lot of those, they didn't have as many stars on them, but the flags, I mean. Okay, you want to protest the Betsy Ross flag because there was a time of slavery when it was made. Okay, fine. You're going to stop drinking tea? You're going to stop drinking coffee? Because those were big products in the colonial era. What about cotton? Is cotton racist? No, it's not. Okay, how can you claim something is racist just because it was used in a certain time or was made in a certain time? That's a little ridiculous because at some point in time throughout all of history, everybody was racist against everybody else. I mean, America was one of the very first civilized countries, if not the first civilized country, to outlaw slavery, to get rid of it. In fact, there's many countries today that still have slavery. So I'm not gonna get into the slavery bit too much, just because I wasn't there. I was never a slave owner. I was never a slave. All I can go by is what the history books tell us, the written accounts, the written records of those times. Not one person from the slavery era is alive today, and they haven't been for a very long time. So, I will say this, it was a dark time in our history. I don't believe that should ever happen again. There's lots of people who feel the same with me, hence why slavery is illegal. I mean, come on. We cannot fix the mistakes our country has made in the past, but we can prevent this country from making new ones. Now, with that being said, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go punch into work. Just remember one thing. Just because you hear something on any type of media platform, including YouTube, this video doesn't make it true. You guys need to make your own decisions. You guys need to think. Think for yourselves. Look at all the facts before you make a decision, before you make a rash judgment that could hurt you or somebody else. There's a lot of people going around there letting news outlets tell them what to think, what to feel, what to believe, and not even bothering to do any looking or research for themselves.